As we just saw, Dick Clark loved nothing more than showcasing talented young performers. One of those was Marie Osmond, who first appeared on American Bandstand when she was only 13. She joins us now from Las Vegas. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Remember the Dick Clark that you knew for us?
I knew Dick for 40 years, which is amazing since I'm 29. But Dick is one of the greatest men that I have ever known. I could tell you a lot of fun stories, a lot of tender things, but mostly, you know, his life speaks for itself. He's one of the most, well, he changed the face of music, he changed the face of television, and through it all, I told Dick, I said, your face never changed. And so he, very tender day today, and I love Carrie and the family and send my love to them. I know this is difficult, but he left a great legacy behind, you know.
There'll be much talk about that legacy, about his impact on culture, and about his success in business. Why do you think he was able to stay on top so long?
You know what, Dick, it was his passion. He never gave up. He was so loyal. He was so energized every day. He loved to work. You know, even Carrie, you know, it was like, and in Rack, his son, he said, my father is going to work until, you know, his body doesn't work anymore, and I bet you right now Dick is on the other side working. But he loved what he did. His passion showed. I know when he, you know, knowing him, when we did our show, Dick Clark production, the Donnie Marie Talk Show, he had such a great sense of humor about himself, and we did these little comedy sketches, and we said, Dick, we want to show everybody about, you know, how you never age. And so we said, we want to put you, show Dick Clark where he goes when he's not working, and we put him in this freezer, and we put, you know, ice all over his eyebrows and his hair. He had such a fun attitude, but yet he was a bulldog to protect you. And if anybody ever tried to get me to do something that wasn't Marie, oh my gosh, Dick was right there to protect me. And just a little while ago, he came to our show here in Vegas, and you know, he congratulated us on having a #1 show here in Vegas. And I think it was like a month ago, I was talking to him and telling him how much I loved him, and always he turned it around and said, yes, but you're celebrating 21 years of dolls. And I was like, Dick, just, he was always about the other person and never about his own amazing self.
And yet he faced some tough times, Marie, especially after that stroke, and there was so much concern about him. What was it like for him after that? He was still so dedicated, as you point out, and so passionate about what he did, but obviously it was more difficult.
You know, it makes me cry. When I did the Daytime Emmys and we celebrated his life, he was with Carrie and he was in his wheelchair, and you know, everybody was, from Al Schwartz to everybody, very protective that he had the right camera angles, because that's what he did for all of us. And at the end of that celebration, and Chubby Checker was there and everybody, he started to cry because it meant so much to him that people loved him so much. And he was so good in his heart to take care of everybody else. It was nice in that moment to let him know how much we loved him. And it was an honor for me to be there, and that he wanted me to be there that evening.
Thank you very much, Marie, for joining us this morning at this time.
Yeah, we love him. Thanks.